Today, we're diving into the hidden code in the human mind. Welcome!
So you're here. You clicked play. You think you chose to be here, right? But what if you didn't? What if that choice was just the last line of code executing in a program that's been running your whole life silently in the background?
Just think about your morning. The alarm goes off, you roll out of bed, and somehow you just find yourself in the kitchen. The coffee pot is already gurgling to life before you're even really conscious. Did you consciously decide on every single one of those steps? Or was it just a command running on autopilot?
And then, of course, there's the commute. That same left turn, the same right. Your hands are on the wheel, your foot's on the gas. But where's your mind? It's a million miles away. You could practically do it blindfolded. See? It's another command. Just one more part of this deeply programmed sequence.
Someone at work says, "Good morning," and what comes out of your mouth? You too. No thought required. Now look, these aren't just habits, they're more than that. They're these tiny, invisible triggers that create a chain reaction, an algorithm that's predicting your every move before you even know you're making it.
So what are we really talking about here? We call it routine. Maybe we even call it our personality. But what if it's something else? What if your personality is really just a very, very well-trained algorithm? Okay, so let's put a name to it. Let's call it the routine algorithm. Think of it as this silent internal code. It's built out of all these little triggers and pre-programmed commands that just guide you. And its main job? To make your life efficient by predicting what you're going to do next, so you don't have to think about it. So how does this actually work inside our brains? Well, it's a really simple but incredibly powerful loop. First, some kind of invisible trigger happens. Could be the time on the clock, a notification, whatever. Second, you just do the thing. You perform the automatic action. And then third, and this is the key, your brain gets this little shot of a reward chemical, like dopamine. It's a good job signal for following the pattern. And that just reinforces the code, making it stronger and stronger every time.
And remember, this code isn't on some computer screen. It's biological. And it thrives on one thing: comfort. The sheer relief and energy-saving comfort of not having to make the same choice again and again and again. Your brain absolutely loves that kind of efficiency.
But here's where things get interesting. Because if your life is run by a code, that means it's programmable. And if it's programmable, well, it can also be hacked.
Because no matter how perfect, no matter how efficient or how deep that code runs, every code has a vulnerability, a way in. So what's the breach in your own personal code? What's the master key? It's not some crazy complex technique. It's actually something ridiculously simple. It's the pause. That little moment of silence you create between the trigger and your automatic response.
So why is a tiny moment of doing nothing so powerful? Well, for starters, it literally interrupts that neurological loop we talked about. It stops the command right in its tracks. Second, that interruption creates a space. And inside that space, for the very first time maybe, a conscious choice becomes possible. That single moment, it's the first step to rewriting your own code.
All right, so let's move this from just a cool idea to a real experiment. I'm going to give you a challenge. I want you to deliberately introduce one tiny error into your own command line.
And I mean simple. The pattern says drink coffee. The hack is to try tea. The pattern says take the same old route to work. The hack is to take the street that runs parallel to it. Just for one day. A tiny, almost unnoticeable change.
I really want you to think about this. What if tomorrow you intentionally, deliberately hacked just one of your patterns? Not your entire life, just one tiny little piece of that code.
And that brings us to the big question, the one I want to leave you with. When that deeply ingrained algorithm in your mind runs into a syntax error, a choice it did not see coming, what happens next? What kind of ripples does that one single conscious decision send through the rest of your day? So, what do you think would happen? I'd love to hear your theories in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed breaking down the hidden code of the mind, make sure you subscribe. We've got plenty more to explore.